What is up, my maniacs? I'm the Awesome Maniac, and we're finishing off Zombie Month with this movie that held very dear to my heart, Zombieland. Released on October 2nd, 2009, it was the start to one of the longest friendships with my cameraman slash roommate, Ginger Ninja Redhead, aka Michael. Get your ass back behind the camera. It stars Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin, with an extended cameo from Bill Murray. It was successful enough that even though the sequel came out 10 years later, it still made a sizable profit. Let's see why by starting with the characters. Given that the main cast only consists of 4 people, the movie needed to make sure that they were likable. Let's just say they really nailed it in that regard. Everybody here plays their part perfectly, especially Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee. This is actually my favorite role of his. Columbus is actually a smart guy, but he's very timid. Still, I wouldn't be complaining if I was stuck with him. I mean, he was able to survive that long on his own because he's able to adapt fast. And I definitely wouldn't mind being stuck with Wichita for obvious reasons. But man, her and Little Rock are some serious schemers. All 4 of the characters work great on their own, but together, they work really well. Especially the dynamic between Tallahassee and Little Rock. Given that Tallahassee actually lost his own son, I think he found a daughter within Little Rock, or a surrogate daughter within Little Rock, and that's very sweet. I love that kind of relationship, kind of like Joel and Ellie or Logan and Laura. Another dynamic that works very well is the one between Tallahassee and Columbus. You got the hard-ass Tallahassee and the timid Columbus working together to make some actually funny situations. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Bill Murray's extended cameo. He's Bill Murray, he's legendary, what else can I say? For characters, I'm going to give this a definite party rating. Starting with the story, the first thing that I want to say is that it moves very briskly. And a big positive to the movie is that even though it moves very speedily, it doesn't feel like we're rushing through all the locations and scenarios. It's the perfect length for such a character-driven movie like this. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Another aspect about the movie that I liked was the rules. It was an original concept that would go on to be used in other movies. Not the rules themselves, but the narration and the graphics on screen was something that, at the time, I hadn't seen much of, if any. The movie starts with this kind of narration, letting us know exactly what kind of world we're getting into here. Starting with the credits. Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls plays as slow motion shots of the world going to shit appear on screen. Some funny things too, like the zombie on fire chasing the firefighter. Just love the irony of that. And lastly, the movie is just a fun time because the characters are actually having fun killing the zombies. Something not usually seen in other zombie movies, including other zombies. Like the carnival set piece at the end. Tallahassee is having an absolute blast taking out those undead fuckers. For story, I'm going to give this an Avatar rating. Now, let's talk about those aforementioned undead fuckers. These zombies are just straight up nasty, like throwing up blood and puke and shit. Disgusting! Also, their screeches are very unnerving. They remind me of the Call of Duty Black Ops zombies in that regard. And apparently, these zombies came from mad cow disease. Other than that, there are a few standout zombies, like 406, who's played by Amber Heard, or the little girl zombies. There's just something about little zombies in princess dresses chasing after a soccer mom. And lastly, the clown zombie. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Big drooly boy. For zombies, I'm going to give this a stalker's rating. The only notable kill in this movie is Bill Murray's, which happens after he tries to prank Columbus. Him going out though, it's still funny because, in the words of Tallahassee, God damn it, Bill fucking Murray! For this kill alone, I'm just going to give it an off-screen rating. There just isn't much to talk about here. And for the first time, at least for now, there is going to be no kill compilation. So, just moving into my overall thoughts. When I watched this again for the review, I realized that I still felt the same way as when I first watched it, back in 2009, eating Doritos and Gatorade and then watching the Nightmare movies that night as well. So, it still really holds up to me even though it's only 11 years old. It's got some really great, memorable characters and some really fun scenes of killing zombies. So overall, I'm going to have to give this a rainy day rating. Join me next week where I take a look at this horror movie version of this Bill Murray classic. Hey, did you know that you can actually represent this channel with official merchandise?
No shit!
Yes, shit. Check the link in the description down below. You'll also find a link to my Patreon which you can donate to. And one last thing, don't forget to check out episode 3 of Stream Warriors this Friday on my channel, where we talk about clowns of horror with special guest Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton himself. Until then, don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't, subscribe. Bye bye.